What am I going to do today with myself? Well, I got about 20 minutes. Let's grab our phones and let's take a look at what's going on in the world. The governor did what? The governor of that state did what? Who's what? The mayor? The president? Europe? All right, now I'm mad. Now what am I going to do with my day? My whole day's ruined. Today's video is going to be about anger, okay? I used to do a rant series on my model channel. I'm going to move it here, and I'm going to probably redo some of those videos because times have changed. Anger is everywhere these days. People are just mad at everything. And I was thinking about anger the other day and where it comes from. And I do have a piece of paper I'm going to read from occasionally just to make sure I don't miss anything, but I'm pretty sure I know all of this and I don't have to really read this. So let's talk about anger as an emotion, okay? On an emotion scale, not a scale, but as an emotion, the chemistry of anger does not last very long. It is very brief. And from what Google AI says is that's about 90 seconds. So when you get angry, that flare lasts for about 90 seconds. And if you're angry an hour or two later, you're fueling that anger, okay? And here's a good example of that. You're driving your car down the road, and I'm just going to use this as my steering wheel. I'm driving my car down the road, and someone cuts you off. Whoa! I got almost... What the hell is wrong with them? Why can't they drive? Why are they running me off the road? What is going on? Let me put the music back up and start driving again. Thanks. You let me in. Stoplight. What the hell is wrong with that person? They cut me off. My day is ruined. I was tailgated for a few minutes. Now what? Now do I tailgate someone back? Do I cut people off because I'm just angry? I'm late to work because of this? You're fueling your anger. What happened minutes ago on the freeway. I'm not going to do a whole clip of that. It's too long. But what happened minutes ago on the freeway or driving along or someone just pulled out when they shouldn't have. If you're repeating the thing over and over and over in your head as you're going about your daily life, you're fueling that anger and keeping it there. Now, why would you do that? Okay? Back when I was married, my ex-wife used to get irritated with me because I wouldn't keep the anger. I'd let it go. Okay? And there are some people who are incapable of that. And I think they're incapable of letting their anger go because they want to hold it. But why would you want to hold it? It feels empowering. You feel strong. You feel invincible. Okay? Anger is one of the primal emotions. And yes, I'm looking at my script as I'm talking. Okay? It feels good to be angry. Why does it feel good to be angry? It's releasing dopamine. Dopamine is a pleasure chemical. Okay? So you get angry, you're fuming, you want revenge. Your brain is being rewired every time you do this to have that dopamine release. It's the same thing crack cocaine does. It's the same thing pornography does. We're not going to get into pornography today. Okay? All of these things, they change your brain chemistry. And if you're getting dopamine from a reaction, that can build up to being addictive over time. So every morning you wake up with your phone and you start looking for that anger fix. You start going straight to politics. I'm not getting this into politics. We're not going to talk about either political party. We're just talking about anger. But that is a place where you can go straight to politics and get your anger rush quickly. The weather isn't going to do that unless, you're addicted to, like today, we had a 75-degree high today and low humidity. You're addicted to anger at that, you got an issue. Seriously, seek help. Okay? Today was beautiful outside here in mid-South Texas. So, we are good there. But moving onwards from that, politics, again, can get you angry. I don't care which political party you belong to. All you got to do is look at the opposing party and there's something to make you mad. Now, why is there so much of that? Why? Why do they put it out there? Okay. Has anger been used as a tool in propaganda? Yes. Okay. It's been used as a tool in propaganda over a long period of time. They get you angry, it clouds your judgment, you don't think straight. Okay. And you can manipulate and control. And bad relationships are full of anger used to manipulate and control. A lot of abusive relationships are that way. Like, I'm mad at you and I'm fueling it for 4 days because you glanced over there at that person. How dare you look at that person when I'm right here in all my glory and my beauty, and you're over there looking at that man or that woman, and I don't know what's going through your head. So you must sleep on the couch for the next week and a half. And while you're sleeping on the couch for that week and a half, I'm just going to be angry and angry and angry. And until you change the way you behave, I will not stop my anger. Being used to manipulate. Right there. People use it all the time on spouses, on children. It's not a good thing to be that way. It's not good to use your anger to manipulate others. And then you get into politics, and they're on purposefully trying to get you angry at their political opponent. Because then you wake up the next morning wanting more of that anger, wanting to fuel it, and get yourself going again. So you're mad and mad and mad. And all I want to do is burn and destroy. And we get riots, and we get all sorts of other stuff. Okay, I'm just giving you an example, okay, of how they manipulate with it. So propaganda is full of drivers to make you angry. So if you wake up and you go in looking for the anger fix, time to stop and take a breather. Turn it off. Put it down. Okay? One of my rules is this thing. Yes, my 11-year-old put that there. And if it goes off the phone, she asks me what happened and why. She's learning to tag her men, is what she's doing. Okay? But this gets put away from me at least 10 minutes before bedtime. And it's not touched until the alarm goes off the next morning. I'm having a hard time following that 100%, but when I do, I get to sleep quicker and easier than when it's in my hands. So I do suggest you get the phone away from you at night. Now, it doesn't have to be so far away. I mean, just where you have to get out of bed to get it, which is like 1 foot off your bed. So it doesn't have to be across the room or something. But, that will keep you from fueling that anger before you go to sleep and being full of rage while you're trying to put yourself to sleep on your pillow. And that's not going to work. You can't be full of rage while you're trying to sleep. Okay, and politics are horrible that way. And again, I don't care what side you're on. People do this on both sides. That's why I'm trying to be neutral on this and not mention either political party or any politician. I did say mayor and governor at the beginning, and that can fit damn near any mayor or governor in the nation. Okay? Real easy to fit that. Same with the news sources. Some of them know anger fuels things, so they spew it constantly. Okay? And I did actually find one YouTube channel that discusses politics that is extremely neutral. But she got pregnant and is taking maternity leave right now. So there won't be any new videos for a while. I might link her at the bottom. Not that I get anything out of that. It's just I was just so amazed at how neutral she was when she was discussing things. Most people are not that way. So I feel okay watching her. Okay? Because she's not there trying to fuel my anger. And I have no idea how many subscribers she has. Because anger for clicks is a thing. It's a real thing to get you angry for clicks. A real thing. Okay? I try not to do it here. Try to be very neutral. Block the haters. Okay? Because there's plenty. Well, y'all, let me know what you think. There's going to be a couple of links in the bottom of the video. This video is already long enough. But I'm just going to touch on a few things real quickly. Google AI says anger should last about 90 seconds as a physiological and chemical reaction in the body. But it can persist for hours and days, even longer, if you're fueling it internally. Okay? And it can take up to 7 hours for your huge anger fit to calm back down and go away. Okay? But you can stop the anger within 90 seconds of the event, and that delay time will go down. Okay? You got to get rid of the influencing factors. Put away the phone. Get off social media. Go play with your kids. Go outside and touch some grass. Some people have a real hard problem with that. I am one of them. I sit inside way too much. I need to get out and get some sunlight on this skin. Okay, I've gone through a big health food transformation this last month or two, and I'm going to make a video on that, but that one's going to need some research like I did for this one, okay? Chronic anger, well, that's when you have a lot of self-fueling rage, okay? And yeah, what are some of the other results of anger? If you're addicted to anger and you're constantly angry, you can lose friends, you can lose relationships, okay? You can get tired of someone constantly being angry at you and trying to use this anger to manipulate. Like, you got to sleep on the couch for the next 2 weeks. I'm going to go stay over here with my friend's house, and I'm taking the kids for the next 3 weeks until you straighten up and do exactly what I want you to do. Okay? You get tired of people treating you like that. That's making you their doormat. Okay? So you just cut them off. You say, no more. I'm not dealing with you anymore. You can go. So these people slowly lose their friends. They lose their social connections. You can't post rage online 24/7 and keep your friends. The only people you're going to keep are the other ones who are addicted to anger like you are. Okay? And I probably should have lumped hate into here because, well, you know, hate and anger go together really well as a manipulation tool. All right? And I might go into a history of that because the Nazi Germans did that pretty heavily. And I've already read up on that quite a bit. So that'll be a separate video. But, you know, it's used as a means of control. It destroys your relationships. You become more and more unhappy, which makes you more and more angry. And it's a bad negative feedback loop. So I don't have any solutions for it right now because I didn't think far enough into the video for that. But if people request it enough, I'll look up and see, you know, how do we stop this? I naturally am not an angry person. So it's easier for me to just say no, shut it down, and walk away. I mean, when I'm driving, that person cut me off and almost ran me off the road. It might take me an hour or two for that to get out, where I'm repeating it over and over in my head. But what good therapy for me on that is work. I enjoy my job. My students comment on it all the time that they enjoy coming in and listen to me teach them and listen to me talk and the time I dedicate to them. So that's good therapy for me. It gets me out of that hate cycle. Because when I'm trying to teach someone calculus, I can't be angry. That anger ain't going to help it. All right. Let me know what you think. Give me some comments. Subscribe if you like me. Yeah, you ain't going to like me. You know, this is a beard. It's a beard. Oh, wait. I need a haircut. Yeah, look at that. A little too long. I just need to shave that off. Because I'm going bald. I'm getting old. I'm getting fat. Actually, I've lost 10 pounds in the last month. Let's see if we can get another 40 off. All right, you all, have a good one. Hopefully you enjoyed.